with the cranial work, it means that you're becoming light-hearted because there's so much heaviness, as you know. So one of the things, as you flow with the client back and forth, you learn how to become lighthearted and have a good laugh. Now, this particular demonstration and the practice that we're going to do with each other this afternoon, to start, has two pieces to it. The first piece that we're going to work with is just establishing a heart-to-heart resonance. So you know the word resonance?
Yes.
And a better word than that is a heart-to-heart empathy.
Mm-hmm.
And that empathy is going to be very, very important. And this is a really fun exercise because the first part, you actually get to feel the pulsation coming from your partner's heart. And you get to feel it push into your heart. Okay? So you remember this morning that we work with posture. So the first thing I want to do is just make sure I'm in the right posture. Now, if you'll notice my alignment here is that I want to work heart to heart. Okay? So I want to be somewhere in this area right here with the client so that their heart, which is somewhere in this area, is just like that. So let me move a little bit more to the left. Oh, that feels better. You feel that, Esther? Mm-hmm. Yeah, it feels better. Now, the heart is a very, very strong organ, and one of the reasons it's a very strong organ is it has the strongest electromagnetic field in the body. In other words, it has a lot of magnetism and a lot of electricity. There's many, many drawings in books about what that looks like. But what it means, something from Esther's heart is slowly, very slowly coming towards me, actually towards all of us. It's three-dimensional. But I'm going to focus just on sensing it with my heart. But here's the interesting piece. You want to imagine that your heart is like a satellite dish. You know satellite dish?
Yeah.
It's amazing. So that you have this huge receiver for this field of electricity and magnetism and fluid pulsation, all of that we talked about this morning is coming towards me. So what I want to be able to do is not only be able to sense that coming towards me, but it also changes directions, just like a tide. You know, at the ocean, the tide changes directions. And maybe, well, we don't have to even worry about how often it changes directions, but you'll feel as if there's something magnetic in your satellite dish here, your heart dish, that's pulling you towards your client. And you're just sitting there, it's very subtle, and you feel yourself being pulled. That's why the posture is very important here. All right? So I'll feel Esther pushing and then pulling. And now that's the first part. So let me just tune in to that. And we have to repeat what we did this morning because you have to have a good posture to feel this. And you have to be in tune with your breathing. So let me take a moment to find my posture. And I spontaneously took a deep breath so you could sense my breath, see my breath, feel my breath go down to my feet. Sensation of my own heart, which I'm doing right now. And then I imagine that my whole upper body is like a satellite dish. And sure enough, there's the energy from Esther's heart pushing into my satellite dish, into my heart. Then it stops and it changes direction. So now I feel like I'm being pulled. And all I have to do is tune into Esther, just look at her visually, look at her whole body, her whole peripheral from the top of her head to the bottom of her feet. I try to see the whole body. Sometimes I like to visualize the part on the table that I can't see. So I visualize the whole body. And there's that pulling. And now there's the change. And just like an ocean tide, I now feel this movement from Esther's heart pushing, and actually pushing my whole upper body back. I don't know if you can see it. It's very subtle. I'll exaggerate it just a little bit. I'll let my body be a little more. Take a deep breath. Tune into my breathing. Tune into my posture. There, now it's starting to slow down. And there we go, it's changing direction. So now that's the first practice that we're going to do. That's the very first practice. And I'll talk you through it. It'll take a couple of minutes. And then I'm going to ask you to put your hands on your partner. So this particular position is called the Pieta. So how many of you know about Michelangelo? All right, Michelangelo, and he was a sculptor in Italy. Okay. And when he was 22 years old, he carved a statue of the Virgin Mary holding the dead body of Jesus Christ after he was crucified. And it's now called the Pieta, the Great Pity. So, but I was always impressed with that when I was in Italy. So, not that I want to imagine that all my clients are dead or that I'm holding a dead body, but I was impressed with the reverence and the sacredness with which Mary was holding her son. So it's a position of reverence to put one hand under the shoulder like this, just simply resting on the shoulder. And my other hand now is going, because I have a lot of arm. And so my other hand is going to be somewhere under Esther's leg. And it looks like the easiest place is just right where the cushion is, above her knee. And so this will be the position called the Pieta. Now, what we're going to do here is essentially the same practice again. All right? So, just like this morning, I want to tune into my own posture. And then I want to spend some time breathing. And feeling the river of Esther flow into my hands and my arms and into my heart. So this is a very heart-centered practice, working heart to heart, and then holding your partner as if they were a bowl of water. So your hands are like this, as if they were holding this giant bowl of water, but it's living water, and it is like an ocean. So now, back to being receptive, breathing, and settling, and just becoming very still. And the silence in this room now is just a little bit different than before. So again, just feeling the river come to me, and now I'm going to put my attention on my heart, and all I want to do is the first exercise. And the first part of this is just sensing her heart coming to my heart without my hands or my arms. Okay? So back to the first part. There, now I feel being pulled forward towards Esther's heart. Now you can feel the silence in the room deepen. And you don't even have to pay attention to any of the noise that might be coming from outside, because we can make our own silence. There, now her heart tide, the ocean of her heart just changed direction, and now it's pushing into me ever so slightly. Now the silence is deepening in the room here. And now I don't feel any movement at all. I don't feel the movement between our hearts or the movement between our oceans coming through my hands. I just feel stillness. So I just wait and I breathe. Because once again, the stillness and the silence is really very, very important. And as long as we have a moment of stillness, I'm just going to check my posture, soften through my breathing. There. Now I'm feeling the pulsation in my hands from Esther's body, just like we talked about this morning. So now we're coming full circle. It feels in my hands like a water flower that's opening and closing. And of course it's happening very slowly, so I'm wanting to tune into this very slow pulsation, just like the tide coming from the heart. Good. Very nice. So now is it okay if I take my hands off?
Thank you very much.
This heart to heart. Make connection with the hands, the Pieta. Heart to heart. Ocean to ocean. Pulsation to pulsation. It's very simple. Everything gets quiet, everything gets still. Don't do anything. There's nothing happening. Just wait, breathe. And then the pulsation will come back. And that's the healing.
It's like I had a week of holiday.
That's good.
No, I felt it coming strong then.
Yes.
Uh-huh.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Right at the very end there.
Uh-huh.
Uh-huh.
It went deep, stillness, and then
Right.
It's like it's receding, it's going back to the source, and then you don't have to do anything. All of a sudden it comes back with so much energy. Ooh. Thank you, Michael.
You're welcome,
Thank you.
Esther. Thank you. Shall we try it? Okay, let's get set up and then I'll talk you through it.
What you like? This is not the proper side, yes? Heart to heart.
Yeah.
It's better.
Heart to heart. It's good.
It's better. Nice room.
I like it.
Yes, do you sit there?
Yeah, wherever you're comfortable. Wherever you're comfortable. It's wherever you're comfortable. Yeah, make it easy.
So many faces, huh?
Colors and shapes.
So first, find your posture. Find your feet. Find your pelvis. Elbows are heavy. Mouth is soft. Eyes are relaxed. Begin to breathe. Notice your breathing down into your feet, down into the earth. Notice the breathing into your lungs and around your heart. Notice the stillness in the room. Breathing into your arms, breathing into your head. And this time, bringing attention to your own heart, and that means all of your ribs, all of your shoulders and arms. And take a look at your partner on the table. Just see you can see their whole body. And then look at the area of their heart. And notice if your body is being pulled toward their heart or pushed away from their heart. Feels almost magnetic. In whichever direction, whether you're being pushed or pulled, just notice as if it were an ocean and the tide slows down and changes direction. Remember, your upper body is like a big satellite dish. And then it changes direction. The tide turns. Like a wave, a very gentle wave in the ocean of the heart of your partner, coming towards you and going away from you. And there's the stillness in the room. So one hand slightly above the shoulder. Esther will come around and check. And one hand comfortably, so you're not stretching too much. Some of you may need to sit closer to the table. Just pull the chair in. Get closer. As long as you're comfortable. And then the opposite hand will be under the leg somewhere. Like you're holding a bowl of water. The entire body of your partner, one living bowl of water, living water, filled with life. Now, Bring your attention back to your heart and your posture, your breathing. And tune into your partner's heart. You can look at their heart again. Notice the stillness. So how do you feel the ocean in your hands? And how do you feel the ocean in your heart? So there's a wave that comes directly to your heart and a wave that comes through your hands as you're receptive, just as we did this morning. The river, the tide is flowing into you. And then it changes direction. And there's a magic moment when everything becomes still and the ocean becomes calm. And so we just wait and breathe. Be with our posture. Until the ocean begins to move again. And there's the silence. And the ocean moves into your heart from your partner or into your hands. Now let's take a moment to remove our hands one at a time and just sit and be with our partner heart to heart. Just be with your partner heart to heart. And then let's all inhale together. And just slowly open your eyes and make some contact. Talk to your partner. Good. Wow. Changer.
Smite? No. Смотри, я вот я сейчас Никола.